Today we are taking a wild ride where Ganga meets Instagram, trending meets tradition, and devotion meets quirky marketing makeover. So welcome to another episode of Echofied, brought to you by Unbound Slate. So today we have Umesh with here and I am Parvati. Welcome
Hi,
once
everyone.
again, Umesh, to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on this show.
So we are going to talk about the main event, the Super Bowl of India, what is happening right now, the Kumbh Mela 2025. So when we open social media anytime, any social media, everywhere, everyone is talking about Kumbh Mela, right? And it is like, I feel it's like a digital invasion. What do you think, Umesh?
Yeah. So my take on that is Kumbh Mela is not just a holy event or holy celebration that's happening around just in India, right? So it's become a global event. Digital media or social media, whatever you can name it in any ways. Been pulling people globally for this event. It's a space where it's not just the pilgrims that come in. You have brands, corporates, government, tourism. Name it. You can name anything. It's all been a part of this, and it's actually even helped our economy in different ways. If you look at it in a certain angle. And I believe Kumbh Mela is it's a global event, and it's wide across to people staying in Canada or US to even in any remote spaces, even in India.
Yeah. So all the social media campaigns, everything is creating a FOMO. Yeah, you're missing out something that is. You want to be a part of it. That's what the feeler you get when you watch all the videos, all the reels that people put up in the Kumbh Mela, in the social media campaign. It brings me back, to the main thing, that the organization that's been promoting this event globally.
It's true that everybody wants to be a part of this Kumbh Mela, but the digital presence have blurred that line of being physically present there. The live streams, the campaigns that is being run by governments. Everything has become so accessible to people that you feel that you're a part of it even without being there.
Yeah, very true.
Right. Sometimes you fear that, okay, oh my God, I wasn't available on that live streaming session. I just wanted to know because sitting back here, I can give you an update on what's happening there, just like I was actually physically being there, and I can just tell you, okay, this was happening. This prayers was happening, and this was the event that was happening around at this certain period of time, right? So until you take a snapshot or until you take a selfie, it's even hard to prove that you weren't there.
Yeah.
So that's the this is what the tech has brought to the table.
Yeah. So when we say that the Kumbh Mela itself was promoted globally by Go Spiritual campaign, the campaign done by them. So can we say that anything can be marketed, including spirituality?
Very true. Yes. I love the the initiatives being taken here, like the Go Spiritual, the social media conclave. A lot of informative videos, cultural documentations being a peek into all the spiritual happenings around has been great. The government has been even encouraged or promoted the tourism through these things, and let's not take avoid the corporates being a part of this.
Yeah, very true.
I've seen so many initiatives, so many experimental ideas out there aligned with the cultural and the social impact.
Okay.
And they've been promoting very good morale between people. It's been, Kumbh Mela has not just become, just an event. It's become an engagement space, where people feel a deep connection there.
It's true, very true.
So I understand there's been a lot of, memes and, those
Content craze. Oh, yeah.
True. I mean, a lot of influencers being a part of it, a lot of hilarious things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you need to look on the other side of the coin as well, And the good things that they've promoted through this, the brands taking initiatives in promoting, and even supporting the staff, the pilgrims coming across.
Yeah.
I love the fact that people really think over it and really bring themselves physically, volunteering, doing all the groundwork, the hoardings. Everything has been astonishing.
Yeah. So that brings me to some of the beautiful campaigns that's been done by different brands. For example, Amazon or Amazon's bed. I don't remember the name of the campaign as such, but the makeshift beds for the pilgrims, and Dettol's hygiene campaign for
not to miss the Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola's sustainable packaging.
Exactly.
PepsiCo's recharging options and drinking the Mountain Dew. So what can you say? Can you say us more about all these campaigns and how brands are staying relevant even during a very traditional and spiritual event?
Yes. Let's take those examples as such. So you have Coca-Cola. I mean, they've promoted the sustainable packing. Harnessing the energy that of the recycling concept itself. It's been great for pilgrims, and even focusing that people should do a lot of waste management process. They need to be thinking about it. Keeping our streets clean is very important for the hygiene. Like the Dettol or brands like that has been promoting wash hands, and all those hygiene things has been a part of it. Amazon India did a great job in those those small settlement concepts where they can take rest, and because it's a long walk, it's a long day, people need rest. Not everyone can afford all sorts of facilities, right? And it's these thought processes have been good. And even heard about this FM. It's called it's crazy. It's called Cuckoo FM or something.
Okay.
So they've been setting up an app called Bhakti app, and they send out these where the pilgrims and the people around there can hear the prayers, bhakti, whatever you call, the devotional part of
songs. It. You mean devotional songs?
Yes, devotional songs.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
Okay.
So this was introduced in 2025, the 45 days of Kumbh Mela that has happened recently in Jan Feb, and so these innovative thought process of these young CEOs has been good.
Yeah.
I love the fact that even the young people, the young generation, has been coming up with these ideas, and what sort of isn't it the best stage to publicize your app?
Obviously.
Is there any better stage that you can recommend? No. So you're not having people from rural area, you're having people who's been across the globe.
Exactly. From different segments, from different lifestyles, background. Exactly. Do you have the mix right there?
I know, I know personally that a couple of my friends and families have visited Kumbh Mela this time around.
Yes.
I mean, for whatever reasons it is, it's not just being this superb event is happening, I want to be a part of it. No, they've gone for different reasons. Certain people have gone for probably getting more followers, while those influencers coming up with these
challenges,
24 hours dip challenge, and yoga on the banks, which been happening with these fitness influencers. So the different reasons for different people, and at the end of the day, I feel that the digital, the digital, the tech, what has brought us one step closer
Okay.
to being there, and I really do feel good about that.
Yeah. When you were talking about the app which has devotional songs, I was just recollecting the day when we used to make IVRs, and in IVR we used to have all this, devotional songs, and we need to dial up and to a number, and then we used to listen to all these bhajans and songs. And now I feel like it's like that was not that was only like maybe 7 years ago or something, and how a technology has changed it and brought in apps, and maybe also we can see immersion tech also, right, wherein you can actually feel blur the line and you will actually feel you're there.
It's not just about the great idea about certain young CEOs is about the timings of how they introduce their app. So okay, so let's just move aside this topic a bit. Look, like for example, see, Goa is a very popular destination for tourism, right?
Yeah.
So we've been using Uber if you look at South India, most of the states, they use Uber
and Ola
and everything.
Yeah.
So Goa has always promoted these travel apps of their own.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you have Uber
Goa
and
Miles,
yes, even if you have Uber or only on your phone, on your mobile, once you come landed, you have hoardings and all these publicized saying, this is something, this is our go-to space for your taxi service. You end up downloading it. You end up putting your cash into it and traveling it, right? So it's about how well they publicize these things. The location, everything matters.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bhakti app, like I said, so if okay, I'm going to be there for the Kumbh Mela and I see these hoardings of Bhakti apps. So you're very curious, okay, what's happening in that? Okay, let me try it out. Even for a normal class family to an influencer would download it.
Yeah.
Just to know what's it all about.
Yeah, very true.
So it's also about the timing that they actually bring in these concepts.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just these apps. It's Blinkit who's provided essentials during people, and I'm not sure which brand was that. There was there was a campaign called Maidan Saf. Okay, basically means keeping your space clean, your streets clean, where they kind of not sold but distributed PET jackets for like the waste management people, the boatmen, the cleaning, not just waste management, and different sections of waste management. So they're giving out these things in showing off the importance of being hygiene, making your space, keeping your space clean and everything. So I'm looking forward for more brands coming in with these experimental, innovative ideas.
Even Dabur had a campaign on Chawan Prash. Yeah, so I feel it's very brands that has been successful is always the ones who are very relevant and being in the context over the years. Like you're not pushing a product or anything. You're showing your presence as a brand. You're showing that you're supporting something which is of a bigger cause. And if your brand can do that, then you're there.
You're one step elevated in the state. Okay, see, so what we're just discussing now, Coca-Cola is the best example. So I see a lot of people drinking Coca-Cola, but look at Instagram. Do you find Coca-Cola named as one of the best sources of soft drinks or go-to drink? No, it's been showcased in every possible bad scenarios.
That is it,
right?
Yeah.
And we've been talking about Coca-Cola as one of the most interesting thought process. So look at how the focus has shifted. Look at how they've publicized themselves. So we just forgot about all those happening on social media just now about, is it healthy? No. We're talking about keeping our streets clean and everything, while Coca-Cola had a bad reputation in terms of health drinks. Okay, see, I have no idea about what are the ingredients if you ask me, but I've seen n number of videos on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere. So I personally believe it's not a very healthy space. Of course, I know there's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, that's not good for health. I'm pretty sure about that. I don't think anyone would argue with me unless they want to consume sugar for their own reasons. But we've been talking about how they've actually turned it around. And we've been talking about, hydrating people, how they've taken care of their thought process in taking care of the pilgrims. So that's how branding happens, right? That's the magic.
Okay, you're saying it is a magic. I have a very different way of putting it across. So you're saying that it's always been a question which pops up in my mind, not just for this, but everywhere when I see some marketing strategies being deployed, or when out of the box marketing ideas are being done, and they said, wow, you forget about the rest of things and you are just focused on what the wow factor. So are you saying that brands are manipulating?
See, it's not about manipulating, it's how they're showcasing things. It's how you interrupt it. Interrupt it. So I would say, okay, I can market my brand in many different ways, and people can get an idea about it in many different ways. See, it's a very simple thing. Okay, I'm just shifting the focus here. I'm just misdirecting the focus here. I'm not saying my drink is okay. Let me be one person promoting Coca-Cola here. I'm not saying my drinks doesn't have sugar. I'm not saying my drinks are super healthy than anything that you can find in a healthy store. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing.
Okay.
See, I'm focusing on helping people. Am I doing something wrong? No. I'm not misleading people there. I'm not putting up a wrong statement there. Rather, I'm just, taking my company and focusing it on a different angle. What my brand can do for the public. We stand for the public, right?
Yeah.
That's where the income and everything comes from.
Is very true.
So I'm just doing it for them. And yeah, what's wrong with it? So I'm not saying it's manipulated.
Okay.
Unless I'm saying that there's no sugar in Coca-Cola ever. None of the bottled Coke doesn't have sugar. That's a wrong information. Let's say I'm taking the label off of my bottle and I'm saying this is my new bottle and doesn't have sugar.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So there you go.
Okay. But then I always feel that there is a thin line between what is actually there and what we actually say. So that's something which is beyond this topic of the podcast, I would say. Anyway, coming back to the focus on the real players of Kumbh Mela, that is the content creators, isn't it? Yeah. So they're like all over. They're doing. If you are in Kumbh Mela, if you are not taking a selfie and with the hashtag holy selfie, it's like you're done a great sin, and you're not posting on the social media. It's like a great sin. So what's your take on that? All this content creates, is it like so much hyped up, or is this like an unnecessary hype that's been happening?
I wouldn't say unnecessary. That's a profession, I would say, in certain ways, and that's what they like to do. And we all love to be on the social media just to know what is happening around.
Yeah.
We here scrolling on our social media to find out what people are doing there, what's happening there. We're on the news to see sometimes did something crazy happen, or was there an accident, or say, right? So that's one reason we're all on the news. It's the same way we're in Instagram or in Facebook or any Twitter to find out what's happening there.
Yeah.
What's happening in his life, what's happening in that event.
Yeah.
So I think the content creators have really helped us understand, you know, to really know what Kumbh Mela is all about. You know, what difference that is made, and what sort of turnout did it happen? What are the interesting events that was initiated this year, and those interesting, hilarious events that also happens, right? So yeah, so I really feel they are an important part of this event. Not just Kumbh Mela, anything.
So they are helping us to, really bring out the Indian tradition to the forefront globally. If I say that, do you support?
Tradition meets tech.
Okay.
One line.
One line. Okay. Great. So another thing is that I see a lot of hashtags here and there, like Kumbh vibes.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
So
Holy,
it's
Kumbh Mela
imprinted in us. The Kumbh Mela is imprinted in us. So so we kind of connect certain occasions with those Kumbh Mela concepts. So meeting a friend or having a party, we'll just say that vibes in Kumbh kind of thing. Hashtag. So it's how it's imprinted in people. So that itself is a real truth about how well the digital world has made a change in us, or impacted in our daily life.
Daily life, that's true. So Umesh, next we have a couple of rapid fire questions, and you have to say if it's a blunder marketing technique or a blessing in terms of marketing.
Sure.
Okay. So the first question is a luxury water brand selling premium Gangajal for 999 per bottle, guaranteed to be hand collected at sunrise. Blessing or blunder?
Interesting, but I mean, it's my opinion, it's a blunder because that's, if I wanted something super expensive, I would have definitely gone elsewhere. Again, different people have different opinions. Yeah.
Okay. Next one, food delivery offerings. Express Prasad delivery within 10-minute guarantee, because salvation shouldn't take too long.
This is not just happening here in Kumbh Mela. I see a lot of holy places being, or implementing this method. I see, you've been there for a long day, your body is itching, and salvation is right in front of you, just get it, and you just feel it. Oh my God, thank you, God. I mean, it's been a long day, and I feel, feel so happy about it. So yes, it's been a blessing for people. I think even in the old people who live in their old ways. I would say people who lived like that, probably generations back, wouldn't have accepted this method. Would have said, I would have stood for hours and then got this prasad. While even those generation people who still in their 80s, 90s or something, have still accepted this way of life, right?
Yeah.
So I think for them and for us, it's a blessing.
Okay, great. Next question. A YouTuber attempts the longest continuous chanting challenge sponsored by a throat strap kind of a brand.
Do you think it's practical? I mean, that's impossible race to end time. So I would say it's a blunder.
Yeah, good point. Next is a high-tech dip tracker app that lets you share your holy bath time on social media with live stats. Blessing or blunder?
I think it's a blessing because I see far more advertisements with different other brands selling their trackers. So I would say I would have gone for that one if it actually works.
Great. Even I would want one. Yeah. So next is our fashion brand launching spiritual streetwear hoodies with Ganga Fresh boldly written printed on them.
Why wouldn't you get one if you're there out there?
Yeah.
You
Be
know?
among the peer, be
Exactly.
among the group,
Be there, be a part of it.
part of it. Yeah. So that's it. That's the end of our rapid fire questions. I had very few questions. So coming back and as a concluding remarks, what do you think will be the future of such event? I'm talking about very spiritual events, wherein you have tech meeting spirituality and then you have a marketing. So it's like a confluence of tech, spirituality, and marketing. That's what I see here. What do you think will the future will be?
So, like I said, we're just scratching our backs here in terms of what tech can provide us in future,
Mm-hmm.
or what tech can take us into. Uh, so, if you go to any holy grounds and you see, okay, let me give you an example of what tech can bring you there.
Okay.
A quick one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so probably 10, 15 years back,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a certain blessing at home and you have these priests coming in,
Yeah.
I remember that these people used to take hours to finish out their prayers there. But now you go to a holy ground and a holy space, and you find priests there, and you ask them request them
Mm-hmm.
to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They will finish it in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
So now,
Mm-hmm.
let me put an example. Now you might have these blessings happening on your laptop or a computer, saying,
Awesome. Yeah.
you can be a part of it. Okay, I have a house in India while I'm in US, so I can just have the have the priest on my laptop and do the prayers there. So
Yeah.
that's how I think that that's how the tech is moved on.
Yeah, we have online darshans for temples. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even in reality, I told you, like, hours can be just compressed by these priests into minutes, right? So why not introduce a tech there, like the Bhakti app, the FM I told you about.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot more of tech which will be introduced. You have AI, the virtual reality coming into play now. Yes, it's been introduced now, but it will take over a lot of domains, a lot of industries, in the near future. And I'm looking forward to seeing these amazing, young CEOs coming up with, or entrepreneurs, coming up with these crazy ideas.
Okay, great. That's a very great thought, and even I'm looking forward to how we see a lot of tech immersion in such events, and how we can put India as such on a global map and on a forefront, not just with spirituality but also with tech developments and wild or
Because
marketing moves.
spirituality has always been taken in in a wrong way by certain people.
Yeah,
Okay, I feel bad for people who actually divide and rule based on spirituality.
very true.
But I think tech can do something there.
Yeah.
And I believe tech is doing something there,
Okay.
right? Because having people from different countries, our government promoting
Yes.
tourism, and putting our economy right on top is all is all happening around, and tech is right in the center.
Okay.
And I certainly believe, it's my personal opinion, we Indians have got the brains here,
Yeah.
and we can make a change.
Okay. Great. So that's it. We are coming to the end of the podcast. So thank you so much, Umesh. So hope you all had a good time listening to the confluence of tech, marketing, and spirituality. So with this week coming to an end, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, man.